Okay, so we're going to start looking at composite functions. This whole chapter is all about functions in general, and this is looking at composite functions. So composites generally are things that are made up of more than one thing. So it's something you may have heard if you've taken chemistry. You'll talk about composite materials. They're made up of more than one material. So this is a function where we're combining more than one function together to get one expression. So if we've got the function f of x, which is equal to 2x plus 3, our input to that function is our x, right? So kind of any thing that we want to put in is our x. So we kind of substitute in a number normally in place of our x. But with the composite functions, instead of substituting in a number, we're going to substitute in another function. So we have g of x, which is going to be x squared, right? So what we're going to do is where that x is in that first function, we're going to put g of x in instead. So that is going to be 2, and then where that x is there that we would normally replace with a number, we're instead replacing it with that function, g of x. Okay, so we get 2x squared plus 3. So that is now the function f of g of x. So what we've done is we've taken that function g of x and put it in as the input into the function of f of x. So that's what we're doing. We're taking a function and making it the input of another function. Right? So another example, if we've got f of x is equal to 3x plus 4, and we've got g of x still equal to x squared. Right, if we want to find f of g of x, that means we've got the function of g of x is x squared. So that means that everywhere that there's an x in that function, we now put that x squared. So we get 3x squared plus 4. We can also do this round the other way. We can do g of f of x like that. Okay, so that's saying that we're putting f of x, that function, in as the input to g of x. So that function we're going to put in is 3x plus 4. And we're putting that as the input into g of x. So we get 3x plus 4 squared. So like, if we were putting a number into this function, say I was going to find g of 2, we know that that would be 2 squared. So all I've done is I've taken what's in the bracket and put it in, like substituted it in like I would normally with a number. So here we're squaring this bracket. So we square the first number, so we get 9x squared. We times the two numbers together. So 4 times 3x, which is 12x, and we double that, plus 24x. And then we square the last one, plus 16. Okay, that is the short method for multiplying out square brackets. If you need revision on kind of multiplying out square brackets and things like that, that's from National 5, go back and look at it. I have told you already that like multiplying out brackets and generally in like factorizing and things, because they were examined in National 5, they're not normally you're not normally given anywhere near as many marks, or if any marks at all at higher for those skills that you are meant to have already mastered at National 5. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more examples. Okay, so we've got 2 examples for this one, but we'll start with the first one. So we've got f of x is equal to 1 over x squared minus 9, and we've got g of x is equal to 2x plus 3. So we want to find f of g of x, which is like equal to f of g of x is 2x plus 3. So that's saying we're putting 2x plus 3 into our first function as our input. So like where the x should be, that 2x plus 3 is going to go. So we get 1 over 2x plus 3 squared minus 9. Okay, again, multiplying out the bracket quickly, we're going to get 4x squared plus, it would be 6, so 12x plus 9 minus 9. So we're going to get 1 over 4x squared plus 12x. We could take out a common factor as well from there, which would give us 1 over 4x times by x plus 3. Okay, and then our second example here, we've got f of x equals x squared plus 2x, and we've got g of x equals 2x plus 3. So if we're going to find f of g of x, that's saying we're taking the function f and we're putting the function g into it. So we're putting 2x plus 3 into the function of f. So that's wherever we see an x, that's going to become that 2x plus 3. So we get 2x plus 3 squared plus 2 times 2x plus 3. So we're going to have 4x squared plus 12x plus 9 plus, and then multiplying this one out, plus 4x plus 6 from there. So when we put this all together, we're going to get 4x squared plus 16x plus 15. There's a possibility that that could be factorized, but if it doesn't ask you to factorize it, you don't have to. Okay, so that's composite functions. It's just putting one function into another instead of x, or instead of putting a number into our function, we're putting another function in. Okay, so moving on.